Hello again. So I know I haven't been posting too much recently. That's mainly because my eczema.
Where did you get these bumps? You got eczema?
I got what?
Got eczema?
Has been getting a little bad. My skin was just very irritated. You can see right now I do have a little bit of acne, but like the big red splotches that you see, like here, sometimes even here, and like here, and also like my lips, that's a big problem area. And I also have it on my arms and a little bit on my legs. But for those of you who don't know what eczema is a skin disorder that's basically like random little rashes. You could get it literally anywhere. It's just like flaky skin, it's very itchy, very irritated. Your eczema spots, I guess you could say, are very sensitive to a lot of things. Like for example, me, I barely found out. Well, I kind of knew about this. I just it was in denial. My skin mainly breaks out a lot when I eat like hot chips or like just like really spicy foods, which sucks because I love spicy food and it sucks. And also like it depends on the weather. If it's really, really windy and just really dry and really cold, that's when I'm kind of like, yeah, no. I'm not gonna go outside today. That's only sometimes though. I know that my eczema isn't as bad as other people, so I'm grateful for that, but still having eczema kind of sucks, you know, because you can't wear certain lotions, you can't bathe in certain soaps, you can't use certain perfumes, you can't wear certain clothes, you can't use certain like detergents to wash your clothes, and you just have to be, I guess, extremely mindful of the things that you put on your skin. Like for example, like this sweater, right now it feels good on my skin, but there are days though where it's really irritating on my skin. Luckily for today, right now, it's fine. I've had eczema since literally I was born. Like I think it was like a few months after I was born, like, you know, I started breaking out. My mom took me to the doctors and they told her that I have eczema. I've been dealing with eczema for 21 years. I'm 21. So I'm pretty much used to it. There's days though where it really kills my self-esteem and it makes me feel very, I wouldn't say low, but I
guess you could say low.
When I was a kid, kids would make fun of me for having eczema. They'd tell me that my skin looks like it's falling off. Oh, like what happened to you? Were you burned or something? Or they would say things like ew, like get away from me, I don't want to get what you have. Or like, oh no, sorry, like don't hug me because your skin's very ugly and stuff. I'm just like, okay. But one way that I would get at them though was I would tell them that if they got too close to me, that I would give it to them, even though I'm pretty sure you can't do that. I used to get picked on a lot in mainly elementary school and sometimes even in middle school about my skin, which is fine, you know, now that I'm older I understand why they would do those things, and it's mainly because they don't really understand. I remember in middle school, I literally had it everywhere, like all my eyes, my cheeks, my nose, my neck, all over my arms, all over my legs. It was very, very painful. And I remember like just feeling like why do I have to have my skin like this, you know? But it got better over time. Yeah, and I remember too in middle school. Okay, so basically middle school is when for me it was worst for my self-esteem, because you know, middle school you start developing crushes, you start liking people, and you want to be everyone's friend. I remember I was sitting down, I think I was writing notes, I was copying the teacher from the whiteboard, whatever, and this TA comes up to me that was in the class. I forgot her name. It was in science. And she was like, oh, can I talk to you outside for a minute? And I was like, okay, sure. I wasn't a troublemaker, but I was nervous that I got in trouble for something. So we go outside and she's asking me questions like, oh, is there anything going on at home? Is anyone hurting you? Is anyone like treating you wrong at home? And I was just like, what the heck is she talking about? I asked her, I was like, oh, why? Like, no, why? And she was like, oh, because like your eye, it's like really like dark. You could tell it was a rash. When she told me that, like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the fact that she pulled me out of class and talked to me about if something was going on at home. I appreciate that 101%, but it really hurt my feelings because that made me feel like, dang, I look like some girl that just got beat up in the streets and I have black eye. When in reality, it was my eczema. and you could see the flakiness, and you could see I have it all over like my body and stuff, and like my face, like it's red, it's not purple. But yeah, I just remember though a teacher assistant pulling me out because she thought that someone was beating me at home, and that is basically like how bad my eczema was. Like that's how bad it looked. But yeah, this video is basically gonna be about, first it's gonna be on what I do to soothe my skin when it's very irritated, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I do after, and I'm just gonna show you guys the whole process. So what works for me might not work for you, but if you do see some things in my video that you think like, hey, that actually might help my skin, I recommend it. Some of the things in this video you could even do even if you don't have eczema or a skin disorder. But yeah, a lot of the products that I use, except for one, obviously my medicine, pretty much work for people who just have primarily just dry skin. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I would treat my skin on a very bad skin day. So let's get started. I just finished taking a bath. My skin feels very clean. It feels very clean, very moisturized. It feels really good. So now what I like to do is I like to get my medicine. So basically my medicine is a steroid cream. It looks like this. It's called I'm not even gonna try to I'm gonna try to say it. I mainly put it in areas where I feel like I'm breaking out with my eczema, or where I already have it. So for example, like on my arm, I'll just show you guys what it looks like right now. Right now it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you can see it. It's looked worse before I took a bath. That's why I didn't want to show you guys before. But I just get just a little bit like this, just like that, and then I just go like this. Rub it in. It does sting a little bit if you have like cuts already. Like me, I have a big old gash already in it. And then on my other arm, I have it here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right here. Although it's already pretty moist with moisture, I like to put just a little bit of Aquaphor to kind of seal my medicine in. I don't know why I do it. Like that's just kind of like how I feel. Like I feel like that's what works with me, so that's what I do. Another thing too is it sucks because with this medicine, with this steroid, I cannot put it on my face. So whatever is on my face, I just have to deal with it. There are days though where it stings really bad, and I have to get like an ice cube or like an ice pack or something cold, and I just put it on my face to kind of soothe it, and it works sometimes. Also too, since my lips are always super chapped, I try not to use that many like chapsticks. The only chapstick I could say I really use is Carmax, but I don't use it all the time though because it does sometimes irritate my lips here. My lips are extremely sensitive. It sucks because there's days where I want to wear a lot of makeup and I want to look pretty and all that stuff. Like my last video, for example. My last video I put on, I feel like a good amount of makeup. Then like the following day my skin kind of broke out and I was just kind of like, ugh. And when I say broke out, I mean like broke out in like eczema. It kind of sucks, but it's okay. I could get through it. It's fine. It's something I've been dealing with since, like I said before, it's something I've been dealing with since I was a kid, so I'm used to it. Yeah, though sometimes though, like my eczema really does get to me. Like there's days where it's so bad where I ask my boyfriend, I'm like, you still find me pretty even though I have all this stuff in my face? And he says, yes, of course. Like, you know, and like he hugs me and stuff like that and make me feel better because I know it's just like my skin and like, you know, like it's whatever, but to me it's like I could see it because I see it every single day, and like I feel like, so to me it feels like it's worse than what it really is. I've learned to kind of love my skin. I've learned that this is just part of me, and I have my good days and my bad days just like anyone else. And if you do think you have eczema, talk to your doctor about it, and I'm pretty sure your doctor will recommend you to a dermatologist, and from there they'll be able to diagnose you with whatever you have. But for those of you who have skin problems, just know that you are beautiful inside and out, and that your skin doesn't define your beauty. I know that can be very hard sometimes, but just know that it's only temporarily, and you'll have your good days and you'll have your bad days always, you know? Like, not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day you're going to have a perfect skin day, and you know, you just kind of just got to go through it and just keep reminding yourself that it's not always going to be like this, because that's how I was in middle school. and I thought that my skin would never get better, and it's gotten better. I still have my eczema, obviously, but I've learned to accept it. I've learned what makes my skin feel better and what makes me feel better. And I've learned my triggers for my eczema for when it flares up. I know that this video was kind of like random, and I know that maybe not that many people could really relate to it, but I hope that this video does kind of help some people. But I'm just grateful though to be surrounded by so many people that really understand what eczema is. Like obviously my mom, my sister, my dad, my boyfriend, just like my family. Like they're the ones that have really helped me through loving my skin and accepting my skin for what it is. And they even know how to help me. Like there will be days where I just don't even want to move, and they'll come into my room and they'll give me the things that I need, and I appreciate that so much because it helps me so much. And with them just reassuring me that I'm still beautiful and I'm still, and I'm still pretty, even though like my skin is like really bad. It's really greatly appreciated to have people like that in my life. But yeah, I just made this video to help other people who have eczema. I know that it wasn't a lot. So this is basically the end of my video. I know that it wasn't too much. I apologize. I know that it probably wasn't as like fun or funny or whatever, because because eczema isn't a funny topic. I guess this is kind of a little bit more on a serious note-ish. Not really. What kind of video is this anyway? Like a bad eczema day or something? But yeah, so this is the end of my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And for those of you who also have eczema, don't be afraid to message me and talk to me about it. I'll be more than happy to meet people that have eczema, because I've only met, I think, only 1 or 2 people who've had eczema, and I don't really talk to them anymore because they were childhood friends and I don't have contact with them. So if you have eczema as well, message me and we could talk about it. I could give you some tips, and maybe you guys could give me some tips too. For those of you who don't have eczema, I hope that this video kind of showed you on how to keep your skin soft and smooth. Or if you're just having a bad dry skin day, I recommend some of these products, obviously not my medicine, but yeah, I recommend these products that I used in the video. Yeah, I just hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for hearing me out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.